EFL Championship Bristol City vs Leicester City prediction, team news, lineups preview. Having been knocked off their championship perch, an ailing Leicester City endeavour to reignite their title bid against Bristol City at Ashton Gate on Friday lunchtime. The Foxes, also reeling from financial punishments, went into the international break on the back of an FA Cup elimination at the hands of Chelsea, while the Robins went down 2-0 to West Bromwich Albion. Match preview. A 2-week hiatus from domestic football arguably came at the most opportune time for Liam Manning's Bristol City, who suffered their fifth defeat in 6 championship matches at the Hawthorns on March 16 to further dent any wafer-thin playoff hopes. Having managed to end their 4-game sequence of defeats with a 1-0 home win over Swansea City 6 days beforehand, the Robins had their wings clipped and were brought crashing back down to earth against West Brom, who prevailed courtesy of Jed Wallace and Tom Fellows' efforts. Few on-field headlines should be written by Bristol City between now and the end of the season, as Manning's men languish in mid-table obscurity in 14th position. 14 points adrift of the playoff positions, but with a healthy 8-point lead over the relegation zone. The Robins may just peek over their shoulder if performances continue in the same dismal vein. Though, and despite producing the goods at Ashton Gate when Swansea paid a visit a couple of weeks back, they had failed to find the back of the net in 4 of their previous 5 home games before that. However, the Bristol City faithful can take solace in one positive Easter omen, as their side have only been beaten in one of their last 8 Good Friday contests, a 2-0 loss to Stoke City in 2021, and their visitors are certainly not the same irrepressible force that they once were. Whether the threat of severe financial penalties can be blamed for Leicester's plight only Enzo Maresca and co know, but with just 9 games remaining in the second-tier campaign, the top 2 finish that appeared set in stone is no longer a certainty for the declining Foxes. Since Valentine's Day passed, Maresca's men have not been feeling the love in the championship, with just 4 points taken from their last 5 matches, allowing Leeds United to surge to the top of the pile and bump the Foxes down to the runners-up position on goal difference, which Ipswich Town, just 1 point worse off, also have their eyes on. Leicester still have the safety net of a game in hand over the Whites and the Tractor Boys, but they have now become the latest club to feel the wrath of the Premier League over alleged profit and sustainability rule breaches, while also being placed under a registration embargo by the EFL. Amid the fear of potential points deductions, Leicester have initiated legal proceedings against both governing bodies, leaving Maresca with an unenviable job to keep his players solely focused on football as they bid to reclaim their rightful place at the top of the championship pile. Second-tier matters are all that Leicester have to focus on for the next couple of months owing to their 4-2 FA Cup quarter-final loss to Chelsea. But they remain the division's best-performing away side and have won their last 3 league matches versus Bristol City, keeping 3 clean sheets in tow. Team news. Bristol fans may finally get a glimpse of Eamon Benarris in senior action in the not-so-distant future, as the injury-plagued midfielder recently turned out for the under-21s as he enters the final stages of his recovery from a hamstring injury. Benarris is expected to continue building up his fitness levels with the youth team for the time being, though, while Sam Bell hamstring, Rob Atkinson hamstring and Cal Naismith calf are definitely absent for Friday's game too. However, Manning has confirmed that midfield duo Matty James and Joe Williams should be in contention to make their comebacks against Leicester, while no fresh injury concerns have arisen with any of their international troops. Meanwhile, Leicester boss Maresca must rejig his rearguard due to Callum Doyle's suspension. The on-loan Manchester City man received a straight red card in the cup defeat to Chelsea and will sit on the naughty step at Ashton Gate. James Justin should be a straight swap for Doyle in the backline, but Maresca could yet receive a triple injury boost for the trip to Bristol, as none of Jamie Vardy, Ricardo Pereira or Dennis Praet have been ruled out of Friday's contest just yet. However, regular hamstring victim Casey McAteer is expected to remain sidelined for a little while longer, but Maresca should not see any reason to make major alterations after his team went toe-to-toe with Chelsea for 90 minutes at Stamford Bridge. Bristol City possible starting lineup. O'Leary, Tanner, Wiener, Dickey, Pring, Sykes, King, Gardner Hickman, Twine, Knight, Conway. Leicester City possible starting lineup: Hermanson, Chowdhury, Faze, Vestergaard, Justin, Dewsbury Hall, Winks, Ndidi, Fatawu, Daka, Mavididai. We say, Bristol City 0-2 Leicester City. Both Manning and Maresca ought to have welcomed the international break with open arms amid their sides' respective on-field struggles. But 2 weeks may not be enough to solve the Robins' attacking crisis at home. Now squaring up to the division's best-performing away team and one that were highly unfortunate to lose in the way that they did versus Chelsea, Good Friday should not end in a good way for the hosts as Leicester return to winning ways. And to the top of the table, thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.